All right, what's up, guys? So, this was somebody that I was getting into it with a lot during the Just the Robot drama. And I'm just seeing that the video was uploaded 4 years ago. I thought this was something recent, but I guess not. So, regardless of the fact though, yeah, this was somebody that was in Just the Robot's corner. I don't know if he's in Just the Robot's corner now, but yeah, it would be something interesting to see, what a lot of the people that were involved, because I am seeing some people that were in Just the Robot's corner jumping ship. So that's why it's yeah, it's just it's interesting to just see how that crowd overall plays and stuff. Some people in the crowd, and you got it where, yeah, there are some where they're like, nah, bro, I ain't supporting him. And then you got it where there's others, like there was the one individual where it's like they still going strong with the support, seeing it where they're in his comment sections and stuff, like trying to defend his actions. And that's like, fam, there ain't no defending that. There ain't no defending his actions then, now, in the future. Like he's done some things where it's like it's going to, I think, take, like, overall his like life falling apart in order for him to properly apologize to people. But I look at it as like this, if his life hasn't reached to that point, we ain't never gonna get an apology from him. So, and I feel like Just a Robot, he is one of those individuals where it's like, even if his life is falling apart, it's something that he's going to take to the grave with him. That it's like his mindset, his personality, who he is. That's just something that people have to accept. But that's the thing, though. It's like, why do we need to accept that? So, yeah, but anyways, now let's go ahead and get to this video, see what's going to be said and things. I mean, because I'm trying to think, like, Just a Robot, I feel like, when you go back and see some stuff, like, he's been getting called out for a while. It's just that I feel like now, because when was this uploaded? January. Okay, so yeah, it was 2021. I'm trying to think. I don't know when exactly, because I'm trying to. I think the 2021. I can't remember if that was 2020 or 2021, that Prison Mate Luke video where he got called out for being a racist. But anyways, let's just go ahead and see what's being said in this
I
video.
want to start off this video by
Subscribe to Shady Durags if you want to, but
saying
anyways.
this is not going to be a normal video. I feel like I have to say that because I've got a lot of new subscribers here, and many of you don't know what to expect from me. I can safely say that I almost never make videos like this. I didn't plan on making this video, and I hope I never have to make another video like this again, though I know that's very unlikely. The difference between this video and my usual videos is that while I will still be speaking to you as Shady Durags the Entertainer, I will not be trying to entertain you. This is a topic that's serious to me, and while I could easily do it in my usual Shady Durag style, I think it's more appropriate that I leave the hyperbole at the door. I also understand that sometimes seeing a video like this on a particular channel can be annoying. Some of you might be upset because you come to my channel to escape drama like what I'm about to talk about, while others might think I'm being uppity by acting like I have the moral high ground on anything when I'm just a guy who takes cartoons a little too seriously. I know I sometimes get upset when my favorite YouTuber does this kind of stuff as well, so I'm understanding if you dislike me for making this video. Still, there are times where you need to take a stand, and I think
Yeah, that's something where I think he was saying that because, yeah, we're all aware of Just the Robots community. If you disagree with anything, so that's just his wrongdoing. But he put that out there to his fans, Dave. You disagree with anything that I say, therefore you deserve hate. You deserve drama with me and stuff. And that's the thing where it's like, fam, everybody's gonna be entitled to their opinion and stuff. So it's just, yeah, Just a Robot, him and his community, they're weird. Well, I wouldn't say community now. At one point in time, they were weird individuals. But
one of
anyways.
those times is for me right now. In recent months, the YouTuber Just a Robot, also known as Jar, found himself involved in some drama. Jar was facing criticism for some of the comments he made on another internet personality named Toby. During this time, people who opposed Jar began guilt-shaming him for some of the stuff he said, as well as some of the jokes he made. People even went and dug up old videos from his past, which had nothing to do with the current drama, and also
Oh, so
shamed
it's kind of like what's going on right now, but it's just in a different situation.
him for those.
Because when I decided to dig into Jar and his channel for a general response to him, I realized how awful he is, not just as a content creator, but as a person.
Essentially, instead of sticking to the points Jar made about the issues he was talking about, they went out of their way to paint him as unlikable by claiming he's racist, unable to take criticism, and other characters.
He is racist though. If this guy would have been white, it would have made sense. It confuses the life out of me that as a black man, you know, like that's the thing where it's like maybe yeah, he's like a really good friend of yours, or you just don't be paying attention, fam. I have had people tell me that Just a Robot is racist. They've heard him be racist. That's the crazy thing about it is that there was all of this evidence tied to him. The latest evidence being that, well, so that's the thing though. I'm like, man, I really wish that it would have been a call. But that's the thing where it's like I'm not holding my breath or I'm not like disappointed about it, about the situation. Cause I know at some point in time, like we are gonna hear something actually well, not I ain't gonna say actually, but we're gonna get that like evidence of racism coming from Just a Robot that we all need to see to classify him as a racist. But no, so I think this was during that prison mate Luke situation. But that's the thing though, where it's like that video to me, it didn't really surprise me. Like I remember seeing that video and I'm like, it don't surprise me. I'm like, look at the comments that his fans would leave in my comment sections. And the fact that this guy supported Just a Robot during that time. And my thing is this: let it been him. Oh, different story. It's like yeah, it's him and his Just the Robots people. They think along those lines where it's like it's a problem if it happens to me, but anybody else. So that's not my problem. Like I don't know nothing about that and stuff. So and that's the thing where I ain't trying to hear no comments or see nothing talking about. Oh well, I didn't know that they were leaving comments and I ain't hearing none of that. It's like fam, I did a whole exposure video. I guarantee. I promise you see the exposure videos I did where I called him and his crowd out for being a racist, but. No, so the latest information, it's something that I've talked about before, but I guess for those that are new to my channel, and this is like one of your first few videos you're seeing of mine. But no, overall though, there was a person that told me that Just a Robot had joined their I think it was either a call. I think they were saying that they either joined he joined their call or he joined their server, but I think that he had to have joined a call at some point in time in order for them to hear that. But anyways, they went on to say that Just a Robot and his roommate just randomly came into their Discord call and was just dropping the N-word left and right. And there was no reason for it. There was like no reason to. But even outside of that, it's like even having it where Just a Robot, his former editor Joshua, he even had to apologize for racist things that he said to me. So that's why I'm like, I'm not hearing or believing that stuff where it's like, fam, you literally supported that racism. My thing is this: prove me wrong. Prove to me that you wasn't supporting that racism. But at the end of the day, it's like if that racism was right there and you wasn't trying to get on him about that, fam, like let's just see what the rest of this video has to say. But if this is a defense video towards Just a Robot, I'm like, yeah, I'm like it. That's probably why this guy he ain't came out and said nothing recently about Just a Robot situation. If he has, then it's like, yeah, it's just something maybe it's just something that we all missed. But it's like I found this video. I ain't seen no other video, so but anyway,
attacks like that. So, to make things perfectly clear, what I'm commenting on is the attack on Jar's character because of the jokes and comments he made that people might take offense to. I don't care about the Toby drama itself. I don't even know who Toby is or what they did. I also don't care if you have criticisms in general on Jar. I have criticisms in general on Jar, and I've never been afraid to voice them. If you dislike Jar in any way because of what he said, and not because he offended someone, this video is not referring to you. My comment on such a situation is simple. It's ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. I don't think Jar has been dealt a fair hand here. There are a lot of criticisms about Jar that made no sense, but to keep things simple, I'm going to specifically address the racist accusations.
You can just look into Jar and his channels and you find a clear pattern of racism that's continued all the way until today.
So let's talk about the word racist. It used to be a neutral term meaning to judge someone based on their ethnicity or racial characteristics. You could hold the opinion all Hispanics are great people and still be racist because even though you're not saying something negative, it was an opinion based exclusively on race. The most
how is that? There is no way he said that. So if you say something good about a race, that makes you racist. It's not like you're wording it like, oh, Hispanic people are better than other people. You're just saying all Hispanic people are good people. how let me just make sure I heard that right. I'm gonna go back a little bit. I usually don't be rewinded, but let me just make sure I heard that correctly.
It used to be a neutral term meaning to judge someone based on their ethnicity or racial characteristics. You could hold the opinion all Hispanics are great people and still be racist because even though you're not saying something negative,
I'm like, bro, don't ever do like no teaching lesson to kids. That's something where I'm like, the thing is this, where if somebody had said that about black people, like there's just like, oh, yeah, all black people are good people. I think I would argue and say, yeah, there are a few bad apples, but yeah, I have to say for the most part, the ones that don't be going out causing trouble, problems, all that stuff. If we get racially profiled and put into that category of like us being bad, then I feel like that's a valid statement to make. But I will argue and say that there are a few bad apples within our race. I feel like it's like that with a lot of different races. I don't think though that is a racist thing to say that all Hispanic people are good people. It's a debatable statement because I feel like I say in every race there are a few bad apples. But yeah, this guy that's why I'm like, with the racism allegations, you didn't see where this guy tried to the thing is this, he'll criticize just the robot on stuff he feels comfortable criticizing him on. But it's like that's something where I'm like, I refuse to believe that you sat here with a straight face, whether you were intimidated to or just a robot really got his hand up you and stuff, and he's just controlling what you have to say and things. But I'm like, man, I didn't know just a robot was what is that word, ventriloquist? I'm like, that it's like, yeah, I didn't know he had that type of power. That's actually kind of cool. I'm like, dang, he should have been doing more content like that. He got that much control over people. But yeah, to me, that's just crazy. That's crazy. It's like, fam, it's like the thing is this, because I haven't really seen just a robot go after no other races besides black people. Maybe he has, we just missed it. But my thing is this though, right? It's like, if you're gonna like, if because I feel like that he's like, oh well, he hasn't been racist to me, so therefore it don't count. Like, he just a robot's not racist. If that's how you think, then it's one of those things where I'm like, sir, you need more help than just the robot does. But nah, let's continue on with this video.
it was an opinion based exclusively on race. The most popular definition of the word became how it was used to describe someone who harshly judges people negatively purely on their ethnicity to an extreme degree, often influencing the judge's actions. If you withheld a job from someone or arrested them because of their skin color, this was applied to you. Naturally, people began harboring hatred for anyone.
Because that's how racism. I've never heard of positive racism. That's why I feel like he's trying to like throw that in the mix or make it seem like that's a thing. But I'm like, fam, that's not a thing. There's no such thing as positive racism. Racism has always been classified as something negative. All right. Just a robot has never once in his career been positive. So it's just, man, it's just really crazy how people will sit down and defend this guy, making it seem like that, oh, he's this sunshine that the internet needs and stuff. And I'm like, my thing is this, why is he going through the stuff that he's going through now? If he's this positive person, if he's this person that you're trying to paint him out to be, why is he going through the stuff that he's going through now? That's why you ain't trying to jump out and say what people are like actually want you to say. That's the thing. It's like with just a robot in his community, well, more so with his community, if they're still a fan, or if not, you know what, no, actually it might be a thing, just a robot might have some stuff on this guy and it just wouldn't be in his best interest. Because yeah, it's like a lot of people have been calling out just a robot for overall, like, he be pointing fingers at people and stuff. So yeah, it might not be best to point fingers at him and stuff. But yeah, it is one of those things though where it's like that's probably why he ain't jumping out and doing or saying things, because yeah, just a robot probably got some stuff on him too, where it's like he done did some things. So it honestly wouldn't surprise me if it was sometime down the road somebody came approached me just like with just a robot and was like, oh yeah, that shady do-rags guy, yeah, he just got called out for some stuff, he's getting called out for somewhere, he's being canceled. And I'm like, oh well, a lot of people in just a robots community have been called out or canceled for some reason. So
one who met this specific definition. Then the 2010s came and the term racist became extremely muddied. It started meaning a lot of different things, but people knew they were supposed to hate racists due to the popular definition.
What was these different things? That's what I would like to know. Like, if you're going to make that statement, you need to show examples, but it's like, what does that overall mean? That it's like, oh, now in the 2010s, like racism means something else. Last I checked, I thought racism it's like, if anything's, I feel like it's not as bad as it was back, like, 50 years ago, 60 years ago, like, years like during that like time, like from like the Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, we go back 100 years, 200 years, then it's like, yeah, we talking on like that level of racism where it's like, slavery, things like that. So my thing is this, it's like, what has changed to where now racism ain't racism no more? Oh, it's like a hidden meaning or something. Yeah, that's what I'm like, man. It really trips me out. I'm like, I think it's I think it was, who did I call? I think it was the other guy that was reading my tweets that day. I remember I had I think it was either him. It might have been Shady Durags. Either between them two. I'm like, yeah, you guys are like front runners up for being in the next Uncle Ruckus, because this is crazy.
So the hatred from the popular definition began to apply to people who met these new definitions, even though it's undeserving. And this is what leads me to people accusing Jar of being racist. Jar was not being racist. He was called racist because he made people feel uncomfortable, and those people wanted to make their audience feel just as uncomfortable from his actions. Let's take this example.
Okay, bro, you look like you're barely Native American. You could easily pass for a white guy. When I think of a Native American, I think of someone looking like John Redcorn, not a white boy with black hair. If white privilege is so amazing...
Wow. I wonder, because it's been a while since I seen that Prison Mate Luke video, but it's like, fam, you can't tell a person how to look. My thing is this, it's like, yeah, if they want to like go back to their roots and, look like Native Americans from some time ago, then okay. But it's like, you're referencing a cartoon of how like a Native American is represented and stuff. But it's like, fam, if that person wants to put themselves, if they are though, like if they actually are Native American, it's like, you can't take that away from them based on how they look or how they dress, or, I guess like how they like present themselves. That's crazy. That is some crazy stuff to say. Man, he's just now being canceled. Like, that's the part that trips me out. Like, Just a Robot is just now being canceled for his the things that he says. But anyway,
then just say you're a white guy. You could easily pass for one.
Now, if you have no context, this can seem a bit racist. And when Jar told me that others were guilt tripping about this comment he made, I almost joined on their side, because without context, it does seem bad. But then I actually saw the clip and I immediately had context, because unlike a lot of people who jumped on this bandwagon, I was there when Jar originally made this video, and I knew that the comment feels completely different when you understand the circumstances around it. At the time of making the comment, Jar was responding to a BuzzFeed video, and in the video, the Native Americans condescendingly asked, why do white people tell them they don't look Native American? And this was Jar's answer. It's right in your face with no in-depth explanation, because that's how Jar runs his channel. Let's try hearing the exact same point, but handled in a different way. Say, my way of heavily scripting what I say.
Why do you tell me I don't look like a Native American?
The fuck does a Native American look like?
The reason people tell you that you don't look Native American is because your skin tone and hair color follow the same patterns as traditional Caucasians. Your condescending attitude doesn't make sense when you realize people have been exposed to more Caucasians than Native Americans that share your physical features. The human brain is
the thing though, who are you guys talking about though? Like, that's the thing that they need to understand, is that people are not going to watch your videos and not have the same opinion as you. You would know that if you were actual, true, legitimate content creator, but that's just something that I've learned throughout my years of being a content creator, where if it's something as little as talking about a song, or if we're, upping it up a little bit, talking about a movie, if we're even talking about race, people are going to have their different views. Like, you're going to have some people out there where they're more into their race than others and stuff. But to try to explain it to them in a way where it's like, how can I put it in words? Pretty much, it's like, overall, the point that I'm trying to make is that you can't tell people how to think or how to react to something. It's like, fam, with or without context, still, that's a bad thing to add in your video. There's many ways that you can word it. If that's how you decide to word it, like how Just a Robot did, Yeah, that's and my thing is this. Okay, if that's the case, why did people? I'm pretty sure there is a lot of people out there that did see the whole video and stuff. If they still had the same thing to say, then what do you have to say about that? So it's one of those things where it's like, no, people are not hating. People are not trying to. No, they felt a certain way by his statement. It's one of those things where it's like he's big on that because even a month prior before the Cinnamon Bear crap, I remember he tried saying the same thing with the he does this video trying to or he explained how to get away with being a pedophile and stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, fam, that is a horrible video to upload. Like, why would you upload something like that? I'm like, yeah, just a robot's a pedophile. That don't make no sense to upload no video like that. And then, so I think that was the reason why he was getting ready to upload the video on me for those that do know about that. But I'm thinking that's what it was like. Him and his fans are trying to like jump up and say like, oh, the video that clip was taken out of context. But he's the one that's doing the editing. He's the one that's posting that. My thing is, or if okay, even if it's not him doing the editing, still, I imagine he's watching that video. And if you're watching that video and that's how you gonna post that clip video, whatever, it's like, fam, do not be surprised if people take it the way that they're going to take it. But you can't explain things to them or be trying to tell them, oh, don't think along the lines like how you're thinking. Think along the lines like how I'm thinking. People don't think like that, all right? That's what makes people different. That's what makes them unique. But my thing is this. If you got a whole crowd going up against you on for what you're saying, you said something bad. So it's like, just because your friends defend you or any of that, that don't mean nothing. That don't mean absolutely nothing. Yeah, that's just some crazy stuff, man. But
it's a pattern recognizing machine. And if it's seen more Caucasians that look like you than Native Americans, that's the comparison it's going to make. I would immediately assume this guy is Native American because his skin tone matches the majority of Native Americans as well as Native American portrayals I've knowingly come across. You guys are acting like being Caucasian is so much easier than being anything else. But if that's the case, why not just pose as one and live an easier life? Your biology.
Do you guys see me posing as a Caucasian person? Like, no, just please answer that question. Maybe it might be possible, with some skin surgeries, some powder to go across the face. Dude, no, yeah, no, contact them same dudes from White Chicks. Maybe I could pass as a Caucasian, but realistically, no, that's not possible. All right, so. Yeah, I'm like I think between him and the other guy that I was talking about, the one that was reading my tweets, I think Shady Durags, he's leading that race for being the Uncle Ruckus champion and stuff.
Biology is so similar that of a stereotype Caucasian, you could easily pass as one and get the supposedly easy lifestyle. And that's it. I kid you not, we said the exact same thing. Jar just talks in his videos as if he's having an actual conversation. He doesn't try to make you understand every little detail. Whereas...
But he does, though. And that's the thing. He tries to make it out as like, so this is pretty much just a robot video. He has his opinion on something. He wants other people to understand it. So he posts the video like that. The video gets uploaded. A bunch of people watch it. Then there's that section that doesn't agree with him. He does a follow-up video where he's like, this individual doesn't understand me. You are your own person. So maybe, just hear me out on this. Maybe explain your thought process so we're not them people in the middle. But the thing is this though, even if you do explain your thought process, still there are going to be people that disagree with you. So this the statements that he's making in this video, the statements that just the robot made, not everybody is going to agree on that. So that's why it's like, man, the people, the thing is this. And that's what he's like, you're making it, that's with just a robot like him saying that he's like, he does videos in the style of like he's having a conversation. Yeah, you can't make it seem like that everybody you're having a conversation with, that they're just going to agree with you. Like, you have to understand that there are going to be people out there, they're going to have, so for an example, there was a time I remember where I was at jury duty. I think I've told this story before, but for those that didn't get a chance to hear this story, there was a time I had to say, and this is going to be the difference between me and just the robot. So this guy, he just randomly sat next to me. We got to talking about life and just current at the time being like the current world events. And I think that was the thing that was going on at the time was Colin Kaepernick was kneeling during the national anthem, and then there was also a bunch of other people that were kneeling during the national anthem. Old dude wasn't supportive of it, but the thing is this though. I heard him out. I heard what he had to say, and I explained it to him. I think that they're doing it in a form of a protest. They're not trying to disrespect the national anthem or the American flag, whatever it is that you think is being disrespected. But overall, they're doing it for their own reasons. It has nothing to do with the national anthem. Like, there are people that look just like me. They're wrongfully being killed by, random people, police officers. I'm saying, and it's like, all we just want is a fair chance. I didn't get a chance to say all that to him, but if we sat down a little bit longer and had talked about it, I would have said those things. But yeah, overall though, that was the thing though, where he had felt comfortable saying that what he needed to say. And I think it was something where it's like he just wanted to have a conversation. He just wanted to talk about something. And that's the thing where it's like, I just think that how people, or just overall how I responded to it, I didn't get upset, I didn't get mad. I wasn't gonna be like, oh, now I gotta go after this man over what he said. And that's the difference between me and Just a Robot. Somebody can have a conversation with him, say something that he doesn't agree with. Just a Robot gonna get mad about that type of stuff. Me, I'm just gonna turn the other cheek. I'm like, that's how you feel, that's your opinion, that's how you feel, I'm gonna let you feel that way. All right. But the thing is this though, what you need to understand is that not everybody is going to agree with you. You have to accept that. You have to understand that. So if you say some things or if you do some things, don't be surprised if people don't agree with you. But that's the thing. Just a Robot does videos where he thinks everybody is agreeing with him. They are not. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. That's why people watch this video and they say well, they probably didn't say what they said, because at the time being, yeah, you're using, and that's the thing. What he would do is that if somebody didn't agree with him, then that's when his fans got step in play. That's the thing where it's like, Just a Robot has never had a one-on-one conversation with somebody. So it's like, how are you going to try to explain his conversation level if he's never had a one-on-one conversation with people? Where all throughout his career, he always needs to have either his fans, his editors, his friends, his roommate, his girlfriend, whoever, his imaginary friend, his alternate alternate ego, something. Or it's like, yeah, it's one of those things where he has not ever had a one-on-one conversation with somebody, because he has to sit down and think. He has to go get a glass of water. His brain is being overstimulated, so he needs a few moments and stuff. That's why I'm like, yeah, people like him shouldn't be having conversations, because this is where it leads to, where it's like friends that really don't give a crap about Just a Robot is sitting down trying to defend him and stuff, and it's like, bro, you're not making it any better. So anyways,
with my scripted way of speaking, I try to make sure you understand my intentions as much as possible to minimize confusion. It's not something you hear an everyday person saying. Now, you could make the argument that Jar's video should be more like mine, and that his diction could be implemented better. But that's a much different problem than labeling him a racist. And I would actually disagree with that. Yeah, Jar should be thinking about what he's saying, but his way of speaking is one of the things that drew me to his channel. There are some channels out there who are good at making you feel like you're just having a conversation with someone, and it's very refreshing. There are many examples like this of Jar saying insensitive things, but when you add the context to them, they are clearly not racist. Even if this was a black avatar of Jar, which it isn't, having this does not make him racist. Jar saying the N-word with a hard R to quote people does not make him racist. Jar making a joke about a movie dealing with racism and putting said joke in his outro does not make him racist. At worst,
that's wow. You can tell that this Shady Do-Rags, yeah, he has like a black name, may be black, but I think he's forgotten that he's black. And that's one of the things about it, where it's like, but you know what the funny thing is that, so if and that's how you know that he probably don't be like, it's like, I guess, promoting his videos to like people that he works with or friends. Because all right, so my question is let's say there is a white friend, or just in any race that isn't black, but they're saying the hard R like with you at all times, like they're calling you the hard R, they're saying it, but they don't mean it in a racist intention, like, or in a bad way and stuff. No, they're saying it as a way to compliment you and all that stuff. That's not gonna make you uncomfortable. Like, that's really not gonna make you uncomfortable. Oh, and if they add context to it, it makes the whole that's where you just gotta accept the fact that they're saying the N-word. The fact that my thing is this, right? Me being black, and the thing is this, when I'm doing a video, if I'm talking on like, okay, so yeah, let's say I'm talking on an experience I had where a person called me the N-word. Notice how I'm saying the N-word. I'm not actually saying the word. I have the mindset, I have the intellectual level to say the N-word. All right. So my thing, and yeah, I very well, if I wanted to, I could say the N-word. I could say any hard R-A, Spanish, Japanese, whatever. Okay, sign language. What would the N-word be in sign language? Like just I don't know. But my thing is this though. Jokes aside, you're comfortable with white people calling you the N-word, all right? Because that's a crazy statement to make. I'm like, yeah, that's wild. So, but if that's how he feels, that's how he feels.
These acts make him racially insensitive. That is, he was doing things that people of certain races might find offensive specifically because of the race they are. But I know what you're thinking. Isn't Jar saying whatever he wants and not thinking how certain ethnicities will feel about it just as bad as being racist? No, it's not. And it's a really big problem that people think these two are even remotely comparable. People want the act of being racially insensitive to upset someone as much as being a racist does. So they use the term racist to describe it. You're giving a major...
Yeah, this is a bad take on racism. I'm going to just say that right now. This is a horrible, horrible take on racism. And like I said, do not ever, and I mean ever, teach nobody like any form of like education. Don't teach nobody nothing. All right, you and your fans, y'all just you cool in your little like island on the internet and stuff. But as far as like reaching out to other audiences, like this is something that you said. So, anyways,
major punishment for something it doesn't fit to. So why exactly am I bringing something like this to my channel when it has nothing to do with me? Especially since I know some of my audience isn't going to be happy with me talking about this. I'm kind of just making trouble for myself for no reason. Well, there are a couple of reasons. The first is simple. I don't think what happened to Jar is right, and I feel I need to defend him. Normally, I would think Jar could deal with a situation like this on his own, as he's no stranger to drama.
So when he was being called a racist for this stuff, alright, so how come you're not defending him now? I feel like that this is a much more worse thing to say than the stuff that he was doing and stuff. Like because when you think about like well, okay, no, I take that back. I had to say both things is kind of like, it's like neck and neck, racism and then defending a pedophile and stuff. Yeah, it's neck and neck. If not, probably defending a pedophile is worse. So that's probably why he hasn't jumped out to his defense and things. But I'm saying though, it's like, my thing is, but no, like I know that's what I was gonna ask is like, how come you're not defending him now on the stuff that he's being called out for? It's like, yeah, you have like these takes on things, just like you have a platform, you say what you need to say. Yeah, he just doesn't, because that was the thing with back then. This situation didn't blow up like how the Cinnabare stuff did, so that's why he ain't jumping to his defense. Because yeah, it's like you got like a lot of different big audiences, and plus on top of that, he ain't trying to lose any subscribers and get a bunch of dislikes on his channel and stuff. So yeah, I find that funny. It's like, man, you you should have just left this situation alone. You shouldn't have said anything. But probably at the time being, there probably was a lot of people asking him for his opinion on the matter. But if there's like a way where he can communicate with his fans where it's not as public, yeah, he probably did say that though, where it's like, hey, this Cinnabare stuff that Just the Robot's going through, don't ask me about that, because it's like, yeah, this video was a horrible take, and he ain't trying to have the same thing happen to him where you're defending him on this matter, on the Cinnabare matter too. But anyways,
but his response video made me feel like he was taking on a little more than what he could handle. I wanted to do something to let Jar know that there are still those of us who know the truth, that he shouldn't have to apologize because some people find what he did insensitive. Like I said, I was there when Jar made his early videos. I was one of his first fans. I was there when he first started getting big. And you know what he did? He helped those around him to try and get bigger as well. It didn't matter their race. He allowed people to come on his channel and make videos, yours truly included.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where he says that, right? But I'm like, why is it that there are still people that have an issue with him. All right. I feel like that's just the main thing that just the robot and his like fans and just everybody around him, like that's just something that they miss or they just refuse to understand. It's like you either support them or you get hated on for it and stuff. So yeah, it's one of those things where it's like if he was this intellectual person where he have a reasonable conversation and all this stuff, me and his situation wouldn't have went as far as it did. Situations that he ain't got into it with other people wouldn't have went as far as it did, you know. But yeah, it's like just a robot. He don't know how to communicate with people, so he managed to find a bunch of other people on the internet that also don't know how to communicate with people. They formed this big giant circle, and then yeah, that's how you get the shady do-rags. That's how you get the just the robots, the other people that still supporting him and stuff. But then you also have it where there's people involved where it's like, yeah, you know, there's some young-minded kids. They grow up, they realize that just the robot was in the wrong, and they either publicly announce that they're no longer a fan of just the robots, whether it's social media, his comment sections, or if they just make a flat-out video. Or it's just some people out there where it's like they don't know where else to go to, so they ain't got no other choice but to be a just a robot fan. Because that's something that you gotta ask just the robot fans is, outside of just the robots community, outside the internet, outside of all this stuff, where else could you possibly go to? You know, what other things do you have going for yourself in life? Because if you ain't got nothing going for yourself in life, that's why you're still to this day just a robot fan. So, and because yeah, there are some people that are quiet about his situation and stuff, and that's why I'm like, yeah, you know where they stand on the matter. They just don't want to say anything publicly because they know what could happen to them. But anyways.
It bothers me so much that people just want to throw this label on this guy without actually looking at what he did. They just see a random comment and think that's good enough. You should not be trying to destroy people like that. The second reason is basically karma. I myself am racially insensitive. In my last King of the Hill video, I made a few really insensitive race jokes. Shoot, my white avatar was actually used as a joke to say I was white. It's only a matter of time before someone tries to come at me with something like this. And I hope me standing my...
So he's also a racist. That's why, yeah, he seems like the type of person where he's just him and just a robot probably done had some secret conversations about black people and stuff. And they probably done said some, and that's the thing where it's like racism or being insensitive. It's like, to me, I look at it like this. If you can't choose better things to say, then yeah, it's like, don't be surprised if people put you in that category of being racist. But overall, I feel like him and just a robot, they probably done had some conversations, then talked about like something that recently happened, like, oh, that black guy that got shot and killed. It's all like, yeah, he probably deserved that. It's like he didn't listen to the cops' commands and stuff. Oh, he had music in his ears. Oh, well, that's just inconvenient. That's just, yeah, he deserved it. He probably is some crime lord that goes around and sells drugs and all these other. It's like, bro, that's the thing where it's like, you hear people say things like that, and it's like, you call that being racially insensitive? I'm like, fam, he is a racist. Like, it's something where you just, man, I really wish that, because no, it's funny. It's like you see black people like this all the time where they don't know their race. They don't know like the race that they are. It's like they're just as confused than the next person about their race, or than a black minor and stuff, where it's like, yeah, it's like I can understand a minor not knowing anything about their race. They a kid. They were just born a few years ago. You, though, on the other hand, being a grown man talking like this on the internet, like, yeah, that's something where it's, you know, I would have to like ask other black people whether their take on this. But that's the thing, though. I done talked to a lot of different people, whether they're black, white, or I don't know. Like, there's so many different people I ain't talked about with just a robot, where nothing has changed. Nothing has, like, you know, like they're saying the same thing. Well, I guess like more so now with the stuff that he's going through. But yeah, it's like, people are saying, you know, like, yeah, it's like he's not a good person. Like, he done said some things that are offensive. This is like, whether it's racism or whether it's sexist or whatever. But it's like, you sit here and you defend this, and people are supposed to take you seriously. I'm like, yeah, that's why you are sitting around doing videos about cartoons or whatever it is that you're doing. Because it's like, you're not, the thing is this, having a conversation with this guy, I wouldn't. It's one of those things where I would walk away from that conversation like I learned absolutely nothing from him. I'm like, this would be the last person. I would actually go to a white person and learn about black people than him, because I'm like, you're clueless. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, put me in front of a historian or one of them people that like studies things. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, I'd rather have it where they tell me about the origins and just everything about the black race than him, because I'm like, yeah, it's like you obviously it's one of those things where it's the like seeing this video, and maybe I'm jumping the gun as I say this, but yeah, he comes off as somebody that doesn't care about black people. So I'm like, if he does, this video would have went a lot differently. But yeah, it's like, if my thing is this, you have a chance of defending your race, and he's probably on some stuff where he's all like, oh, my race ain't never did nothing for me, so why should I jump to their defense? But he thinks like that, and I'm like, yeah, that's all. I'm like, yeah, you don't care about black people. Like I said, this video would have went crazily differently. But anyways,
my ground now for someone else helps when I have to stand my ground later for myself. But the final and biggest reason I made this video is because I want people to know where I stand on this issue. This is nothing new. We've seen time and time again people try to be canceled because of the insensitive things they said. I hate how sensitive society has become to people doing certain things, and I hate how people feel the need to destroy someone's reputation because they said something offensive. Not just the calling people racist nonsense, but using ethos arguments in general to attack people's character.
That's one thing about them. It's like, you guys think everything is an argument. It's just common sense. There's certain things that you can talk about, and then there's certain things that you can't talk about. All right. And there's people, and yeah, there's the thing is this. There's probably a lot of different creators out there that we watch on a regular, where they have some things that they could say that will probably get them canceled. And they know that it's like, okay, can't say that, can't talk on this, can't do this, can't do that and stuff. So but my thing is this, it's like, if you're a neutral minded person, and I would say that I'm a neutral minded person. So somebody asks me, it's like, oh, what are your thoughts on the LGBTQ community? I'm like, hey, they doing their thing. I'm like, it's just, as long as they're not trying to get no like special privileges, because I'm like, ain't nobody in this world getting no special privileges and stuff. But I mean, yeah, it's like they doing their thing. It's like there's nothing negative that I can say about them and stuff, but it's like, but that's pretty much how it is for everybody. It's like there's nothing that I can say about a race, because I don't be sitting around taking the time to be like, oh, let me do this video defending the Confederate flag. Oh, let me do this video talking about Native American people. Oh, let me do this video talking about any other race or any other groups and communities and stuff. My thing is this. People know me as an entertainer. That's how I'm going to leave this world. I am going to leave this world as an entertainer. My last video, my last bit of creations, all that stuff, is going to be for entertainment reasons. People ain't subscribed to me. My thing is this. If people want to know my political views, my religious views, my views on certain groups and races and all that stuff, I'm like, hey, there are a few bad apples in every group, in every religion, in every race, whatever. But that doesn't classify everybody, all right? So I'm not going to make no negative comments about that whole race or about even just that one particular person, because my intellectual level is higher than that. So that's, I'm like, yeah, it's just certain things that you can talk about and you can't talk about. It ain't got nothing to do with sensitivity. It's about just you having common sense and knowing the things that you could talk about and not talk about. So that's why I'm like, yeah, videos like, how many views did this video get? 61,000. Oh, a decent amount of views and stuff, but yeah, it wasn't all that popular for where people can see this. And I'm like, man, that's one thing where I'm like, man, I just can't wait for that day where like, besides like last year, but like really skyrocketing with content creating, and people just kind of like go back and watch these videos. That's the thing that you need to understand, is that people are going to see these videos. People are going to question you about this. And it would just be mad funny where if somebody that knows him and they're like, hey, I seen that video that you did on that robot character. It's like, what, and it's just something that you're just going to have to go through all the time, over and over and over again, because this is something that you said. This is something that you uploaded onto your platform, and you expect that your audience. So I think if anything's with this video, like, it's one of those videos you just got to read between the lines. This is more so like a shout out video where it's all like, hey guys, Just the Robot's currently going through some hate right now. Fix his like-dislike ratio so he can get better on track with being a content creator and stuff. And it's just things. I don't know how many subscribers he had back then, but yeah, it's something where I'm like, you see videos like this, he ain't tried to take it down, he ain't tried to privately unlist it, whatever the situation is. It's like, no, it's like, that's why he hasn't said anything on this Cinebear stuff, because he is waiting for that right moment for Just a Robot to come back so they could do videos all over again and be all buddy. So overall, so Just a Robot can do that ventriloquist stuff again. Maybe he likes that. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, that's between y'all and stuff. But anyways, yeah, maybe this has been his girlfriend the whole time. I'm like, you sit down and think about it and stuff. But anyways, yeah, it's just that. But jokes aside, though, I'm like, yeah, watching a video like this, it's just a bad take on the whole situation. It's like, yeah, you should have thought this one through. But anyways,
instead of their actual points. We get it. You're sensitive about these things, but stop forcing your sensitivity on other people. You want people to apologize for
how about Just a Robot, and you stop forcing your guys' opinion on other people? It's like, overall, the thing is this, though, it works both ways, all right? And I think they're looking at it's like, nope, the only streets we go down is one-way streets. No, the way that this world works, streets work both ways, all right? They go in opposite directions and stuff. So my thing is this: if you don't want people to be sensitive, don't put out videos or state your opinion in videos where it is going to cause people to show their sensitive side. That's what I mean by common sense. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, fam, I'm explaining this to men that are, I think, just, I don't know, looking by his profile picture, he hadn't had a stressful life and things. I'm like, I can see why. But it's like, you guys are older than me. Like, this is how I've been talking for years. It's just, to me, it's just, yeah, it trips me out, man. But anyway.
Jokes or comments because of how they make people feel rather than if the comments hold any truth. If you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all is a child's level of thinking. It's actually very hypocritical because you yourself are not saying something nice when you tell someone that. People need to be informed of the facts, regardless of how insensitive those facts may be, so we can address the conversation honestly. Does that mean people should never apologize for a joke or insensitive comment? No. They just need to make sure the comment is worth apologizing
I got a clip.
If you were trying to be offensive, but you regret doing
it. It's a clip where he this is how he was overall carrying on during the Just a Robot beef. I'm gonna surprise you guys on the clip, but just give me a second.
Think so? Then apologize. If you weren't trying to be offensive, but you still said or did something that could easily be misconstrued as offensive to the majority of the specific audience you were addressing, not to another audience who happened to overhear it, then apologize. Otherwise, the words "I'm sorry" have no reason to leave your mouth. All in all, Jar has a lot of flaws, but he has shown no proof of being racist, and people should stop trying to randomly discredit those they disapprove of with words that don't hold the same meaning, and instead, just argue what they actually say. Again, I don't care if you have an issue about what Jar said about the Toby drama. I don't care if you have a problem with Jar in general. And I don't even care if you think his wording could be better. But don't misrepresent what he's done because you have a problem with those aspects about him. Attacking someone's character when it has nothing to do with the argument at hand is a cowardly tactic.
Yeah, but the person that's saying it, that's why people are going after him. But anyways,
that has worked too well over the past decade and needs to stop.
Yeah, that was a extremely horrible take. But hold on for a second. I want to show you guys a clip that I feel like it's very like, just it explains this guy. But hold on for a second, let me see, is this it? Hold on for a second, because it's YouTube at times. I think this is it. Hold on for a second, I want to open it up but mute the tab so it's like you guys kid, because I want it to be perfect. I want it to be perfect. But anyways, this is, hold on for a second, because this clip, it is very hold on for a second. Hold on. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing anymore, man. It's just, yeah, that video just got my mind all confused. But anyways. That nigga is guilty. that's that's exactly how that guy was carried on during me and Just the Robots drama. I'm saying like every time, bro, every time I would like Just the Robot would make a video about me, bro was right there making sure he defended him, which is right there just being his right hand man and stuff. What was some guys on whatchamacallit? I think that's something that I've heard where it's like I think it's like a common thing in prison and stuff, but it's like they be holding each other's pocket. Yeah, I'm like definitely Shady Do Rags. He's the pocket holder, cause yeah, bruh, that's just crazy to have it where it's like you stand by him that much, and then it defended him. I'm like, bruh, how much money did he pay you? Like, or it has to be something where it's just I just don't think that you genuinely meant that. But if you did, yeah, that's what I mean by it's like, overall it's something where it's like, it's like a read between the lines and then like read also between those lines. Yeah, you don't care about black people. It's one of those things where I'm like, to anybody that's black following Shady Do-Rags, I would reconsider that subscribe and that follow and stuff, cause yeah, he's a reckless individual. But anyways, with that being said, hold on for a second. I feel like y'all got to see this clip again. Hold on, give me a moment. Man, I love Boondocks. That show is so good, man. I wish there's a channel that would just show reruns of that show. But anyways, yeah, make sure you guys go subscribe. Who's this person name? Melisco? Yeah, go subscribe to them. All right, I'm gonna shout them out and things. Shady Do-Rag, he don't need no subscribers, but anyway, they would at least not no black subscribers. I bet he voted for Trump. But anyways, but yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace.